What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, what's going on in the United States, Washington, D.C., money, investing, and the $3.5 trillion next stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package yet to date. Hope you're having a fabulous Labor Day weekend. Also, I will be having a special guest appearance for you guys at the end of this episode. It is our 10-year wedding anniversary. My wife and I, Laurel, have been married for 10 years. We've been together for 17 years. We got engaged at the 6-year mark, married at the 7-year mark, and have been married for 10 years now. My wife is actually a big part of the show. She's on occasionally, but she's our editor, our wedditor, as some people say in the comments. She's my editor for every video. Every single video. She edits all these. It's kind of a mini TV production. If you know anything about making YouTube videos, you have to edit every video. You have to film every video. I have lights, cameras, action. Yeah, and she brings up a lot of the articles for me, does a lot of the research for me, and she's a huge part of our whole production here. So she will be on at the end of next video. She will be on in the next video. And we will have a special guest appearance for you at the end of this video as well. So make sure to watch to the end of this video and don't miss the next video as well. Happy Labor Day weekend. Let me know what you guys are doing for your Labor Day weekend. Are you cooking out? Are you having family over? Let me know what you guys are doing. Also, our thoughts and prayers go out to anybody dealing with the aftermath or the current situation with the hurricane or the fires in out in the West, or anybody dealing with the pandemic, anybody dealing with virus or loss or anything like that. Our thoughts and prayers go out with you guys. As you can see here, federal unemployment benefits end this weekend for millions of Americans. Many are scared of what comes next. Now, there's several different things that are ending for millions of Americans. Number one, the $300 per week unemployment boost, the extra $300 per week, which for many is about half of their unemployment bonus or half of their unemployment amount. So you get the state amount and then you get the $300 per week unemployment bonus money. So in a lot of people's cases, that's about half of the amount they get. So the $300 per week bonus money is now gone. And for a lot of people, all of their unemployment is going away if they are on the extended weeks of unemployment. So the extended weeks of unemployment is going away if you're over the 26 weeks of unemployment. If you're on extended unemployment, which is over 26 weeks in some states, that is going away for some people as well. Yeah, so millions of people are losing their unemployment benefits this weekend. As you can see here, unemployment aid is ending at a terrible time for this U.S. job market. The August unemployment numbers came out, and the entire U.S. economy added only 235,000 jobs for the entire country for the entire month of August. That's with 330 million people in the entire country. The entire country added only 235,000 jobs for the whole month of August. Yeah, it's a terrible time for unemployment aid to be ending, and for the economy is just really doing pretty terribly right now. And many people were asking, where does the economy go from here? Remember that about half of the states, the Republican states, have already ended unemployment benefits. And we really have seen very minimal unemployment rate tick up. So remember, in August, we only added 235,000 jobs, and that's with the 25 Republican states have already opted out of the unemployment benefit bonuses. And we only added 235,000 jobs in the whole country. This is with the 25 states that have already opted out of the bonus money. So, yeah, it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good, to say the least. Literally the second this job numbers came out, Biden urged Congress to pass his economic plans. the next stimulus package and the next infrastructure package, because both of those are going to create millions of jobs and pump money into the economy. $3.5 trillion for the next stimulus package. It's going to put money in people's pockets through various different stimulus programs, all of which you guys know we've been talking about on this program. Quote, our country needs these investments. President Joe Biden pushed Congress to pass his economic plans to boost sluggish job growth. Democrats are trying to approve two bills that would together invest more than $4 trillion in infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and social infrastructure, or the next stimulus package, climate policy, and social safety net. Biden's comments come a day after Democratic Senator Joe Manchin called for his party to delay its consideration of up to $3.5 trillion because of his concerns. Yeah, we should delay the $3.5 trillion stimulus package because of Joe Manchin's concerns. Yeah, the whole country should delay as literally the economy is crumbling. Virus cases are near an all-time high. A few days ago, we had 280,000 new people test positive, literally the second highest day ever. And Joe Manchin thinks that we should pause the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Is this even reality? Like, really? Really? Like, oh, we have one guy that thinks that we should pause the next stimulus package. Like, is this even real? Maybe that should be the title of this video. Maybe it will be the title of this video. Is this even real? Here, check this out.
Sahil, you brought up somebody, Senator Joe Manchin, and he is in the news for a different reason this morning, and that is because he, on this issue of reconciliation and infrastructure, is saying that he wants a strategic pause in some of the movement on that front, right? He's got this op-ed out in the Journal, why I won't support spending another $3.5 trillion. Manchin's vote, as you know, is super important. Chuck Schumer needs a yes from him and every other Democrat to basically pass that big spending bill through reconciliation. Please pull out your Manchin to English dictionary for us here and explain what a strategic pause means and what you're hearing from your sources and leadership and on the Democratic side about whether that could even happen.
That all depends on what is going on in the mind of Joe Manchin, Hallie. He did not define his terms, and he did not say exactly what a strategic pause means. The thing to know in this op-ed is that the only red line Manchin put out there is that he's not going to support a $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill. Now, that was likely already going to come down, that number, because Manchin's fellow centrist Democrat, Kyrsten Sinema, has said she will not support a $3.5 trillion bill. Beyond that, Manchin repeatedly raised concerns about the debt and about inflation, which means he's created a bit of an obstacle course for himself to find his way to yes. Now, having covered Manchin for many years, the thing to know is that when he wants to get to yes, he finds his way there. The question is, how determined is he, and is he willing to make the compromises necessary with other Democrats to get this to President Biden's desk? Because remember, this is a centerpiece of President Biden's agenda, and defeat for this would be a devastating blow to the president. Now, as you can imagine, Hallie, progressives, including in the House, including in the Senate, are not happy with Manchin. Many of them want this reconciliation bill as a top priority to deal with climate change, to make investments in health care, child care, paid leave. And they're threatening to sink the infrastructure bill that Joe Manchin helped write that passed the Senate. It's sitting in the House right now. It still needs to get a vote in the House. They're threatening to sink that if Manchin sharply curtails or tries to kill the reconciliation bill. Senator Bernie Sanders put out a tweet yesterday responding to his colleague from West Virginia saying, if the reconciliation bill goes down, then he's going to fight to take down the infrastructure bill, that these two have to move at the same time. That is a standoff right now. That is where these two sides are kind of at odds, and some of this tension is natural. These two wings want to be opposed to each other, the centrists and the progressives. Ultimately, they need each other to get their priorities into law, and that's where this is going to be a messy process.
So maybe Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, knew what she was doing when we go back, when she said that she was going to tie the stimulus package to the infrastructure package. I remember going back when I said, I didn't really think that she needed to tie the stimulus package to the infrastructure package. This was kind of before everything really unfolded. Now we're kind of basically seeing why she says, no, the stimulus package and the infrastructure package have to be passed together. maybe she kind of knew that Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema and maybe some other moderate Democrats from the House would do this. So if you're a fan of stimulus, maybe Nancy Pelosi, and I'm not a fan of really Nancy Pelosi or Mitch McConnell. I really think I'm really not a fan of a lot of politicians, to be honest. I think a lot of politicians have been in Congress for way, way too long. And I think a lot of politicians have just they've lost a lot of touch with a lot of the average everyday common people. I feel like a lot of politicians have gotten really, really rich in Congress. A lot of these politicians are worth tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in some cases. Nancy Pelosi's worth like $100 million, and Mitch McConnell's worth like $50 million. And when their salary is, what is their salary? Salary of a congressman is $174,000. Even with that being a high salary, that's not enough to get to $100 million. So I'm just saying they get rich in other ways. So, but Joe Manchin here, man, that guy is something else. He literally goes against his own party. He goes against his own party, and he did the same thing with the third stimulus check package. He did the same thing with the third stimulus check package. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though, is ultimately he voted yes on the third stimulus check package, and they passed it. He did the same thing with the third stimulus check package, and ultimately he passed it. So I do think that ultimately he'll vote yes. I do think that ultimately all the Democrats will come together to vote yes on this as well. This is all kind of part of the art of negotiation, which is interesting because that's a book from former President Donald Trump, but yet it's the Democrats trying to do that right now. Kind of interesting there. But Joe Manchin, he pulled these exact same shenanigans on the third stimulus check package. And we know ultimately we all got that. $1,400 checks went through, the child tax credits went through, the rent assistance went through, SNAP assistance went through, everything went through. So ultimately, I think the same things will go through. I don't think that one person is going to be the person that holds up this entire thing. I think that ultimately they'll have to give him some concessions. They'll have to grease his palms. Isn't it sick that this is how Congress works? That one person can do this and make themselves rich? Or if that's what happens, I mean, who knows what really happens behind closed doors? But, we have that story on the physical infrastructure bill that's not fully passed yet. It's only passed in the Senate. And the stimulus package is being voted on first. Includes $1 billion for a commission run by Senator Joe Manchin's wife. So they kind of did this to give him something, and he's still not happy. And again, this isn't $1 billion for his wife, like specifically for his wife, but it's for a commission run by his wife. So it's, again, I'm sure they have rules on how, they can't give money directly to the senators, but it's kind of a way around it, right? Again, you know how these things are, right? These senators get rich in ways, they know the rules around it, right? It's actually kind of sick, right? It's very kind of sick. You can see the headline here. But, and Joe Manchin's still voting against his party, This is why a lot of his own party, his own Democratic Party hates him. And he's still trying to hold up the next stimulus package, when literally 99% of the other Democrats want to vote it through. And he did the same thing for the last one, and then at the end, voted it through. This guy, man, is just insane. So I don't know. I think they're going to have to probably do the same thing at the very last moment. They're going to have to negotiate with him and Kirsten Sinema. And Kirsten Sinema, they actually made her the lead role for the physical infrastructure bill. She was one of the leaders of the lead negotiators for the physical infrastructure bill. It's funny how these things work, right? But a lot of Democrats are actually calling to have Joe Manchin replaced in the next election. But the way that works is that he has to be beaten out in the Democratic primaries, okay? So when they do the primaries and it's the Democratic candidate versus him, the other Democratic candidate for West Virginia has to beat him out in the primaries, because if not, then he goes up against a Republican candidate for that state, and then a Republican can beat him out. So the Democrats don't want to lose to another Republican, but they want another Democratic candidate to beat him out. Yeah, it's a whole big mess. Ultimately, I think that it'll pass, because I don't think that the Democrats are going to let one person not let the package pass. I think that they'll find a way, whatever they have to do, they'll find a way to get it to pass. Then this is exactly how they got the third stimulus check package to pass. He's always been a thorn in the side of the Democrats. Republicans are in the corner like, yeah, go Joe, go Joe. But ultimately, everybody on this show, all the viewers of this show are like, we need help. Like, people need help. Like, the economy's crumbling. People are losing their unemployment. The eviction moratorium just got suspended. Like, there's 150,000 people testing positive every day. Like, new restrictions are going out across the country, across the world. Countries are going on lockdown. Like, businesses are closing. Over 37% of all small businesses have completely shut down. Like, hello, but there's one guy, Joe Manchin, who thinks, yeah, maybe we should pause. Even my wife's laughing. Like, is this reality? Is this real? That should definitely be the title of this video. Is this real? Is this reality? You know, good Joe Manchin. I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, let's move on to a brighter something to brighten our day. Here is Hurricane Julian. Here he is, Hurricane Julian.
I don't like the doors closed.
You don't like the doors closed? Why?
Because I do like the doors closed.
Okay, we'll close the doors in a minute, buddy.
I'm gonna close it now.
Listen, there was a big hurricane that came through named Hurricane Ida. And then after the Hurricane Ida, there was a hurricane named Hurricane Julian.
Me?
Yeah, it was named Hurricane Julian. What do you think about that?
Cool. I'm a haircut.
Your haircut?
Yeah.
I know, we need to get haircuts. Mommy's got to cut our hair.
I'll do your hair.
Ah. Ah. Yeah, this is a guy from Star Wars. What's this guy named, Mommy? Porg? Yeah, this is a guy from Star Wars named... Yeah, he's named Porg. Yeah, he's...
Now he fell down.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're like a hurricane, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hurricane Julian. Hurricane Julian.
I think that's silly.
That was scary, huh?
Yeah, that was really silly.
That was really scary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it
Yeah.
again.
Hey, listen, do it again.
And that was very nice.
That wasn't very nice. Hey,
Yeah.
listen. Today is Mommy and Daddy's 10-year wedding anniversary.
Ooh, daddy.
Yeah, do you know what that means?
Where's my friend?
You're your friend. He's right here. That means that Mommy and Daddy were married 10 years ago.
I love him so much.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mommy and
He's my
Daddy.
best friend.
Yeah, Mommy and Daddy were married 10 years ago. How do you feel about that?
You
All right, yeah, and you're going to go to Grandma and Grandpa's tonight.
Ooh, Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa are going to babysit tonight while Mommy and Daddy go to dinner. Can you say goodbye to everybody?
Bye.
Say, we love you.
We love you.
Mommy will be in the next video to say hi to everybody.
Okay.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say, we'll see you in the next video.
We'll see you in next video.
So yeah, there was Hurricane Julian. Let me know how your Labor Day weekend is going. My wife will be on in the next episode for our 10-year anniversary. Let me know how your Labor Day is going, and make sure to subscribe down below. Our next video will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch our newest stimulus check video next. And thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.